Hello, it's Sarah from Hardcover Hearts, and I'm here today with what I like to call my week of reading. And so this is where I talk about the books that I've read, the books that I'm currently reading, and then what could potentially pique my interest in the week ahead. So it's been an interesting week of reading because although I feel like I've been reading a lot, I haven't made singular progress in any one book. And a lot of that is because I'm reading I think I'm reading more books concurrently than I've read in a very, very long time. So that's kind of stagnating a little bit of my forward trajectory. But what I'm reading, I'm loving, and I'm just sinking into. So let's get into it and we'll talk about it. So the first book that I finished, this was on the Women's Prize long list, and it's called Old Baggage by Lissa Evans. I am here to tell you that you've heard me say it before if you watch the channel, but I love old, irascible women. I love difficult women. I love feisty, complex women. And this story is about a suffragette who is older now, and she is trying to figure out what she wants to do with her life, and she's trying to find a purpose now that they are literally on the cusp of giving women the right to vote in England. And so she's a fighter. She's an interesting, albeit a little myopic in her forthwithness. That's a word. And she says her piece, says her mind. Sometimes she should hold her tongue, and definitely she should avoid throwing things and getting into scrapes. But she does, and she fights the cops, and she fights with burglars and robbers, and she fights with a neighbor. And underneath it all, she just really wants the rights of women to be recognized, and she believes very strongly that women are people and should get equal rights. I know, it's crazy. So I really enjoyed this book. I know that there were some people who were a little about it. I gave it a 4-star. There were twists and turns. It had a human, cozy element to it, even though she's kind of a badass and cranky old lady. So yay to cranky old ladies. I aspire to be one of you. So I enjoyed this, and really happy that this was on the Women's Prize long list, because I would otherwise it wouldn't have come on my radar. So that was the only one that I completed. Let's talk about what's in progress. So I stalled on Human Acts by Kang, and this is translated by Deborah Smith. I stalled in this because I hit a part where her writing is very, very beautiful and very detailed, and there was a portion of it that involved state-sponsored torture, and it was too much for me, and it was really causing me a tremendous amount of anxiety. I am going to come back to this, and I'm probably going to do that this weekend and just skip that portion and finish this, because I do really like her writing. I'm also attempting to finish. Oh, and this is for the Women in Translation. This is also for the Women in Translation, and this is Celestial Bodies. And this is by Jokha Alharthi, and the translator is Marilyn Booth. This is going great. I've made some progress against this. Really enjoy it. Multi-generational Omani book. Multi-perspective. So I'm going to finish this up. I have a lot that I'm going to complete this weekend. I guarantee it. I'm going to do my own little readathon. The other thing that I am making progress with and kind of flying through is The Perfect Nanny. This is by Leila Slimani, and the translator is Sam Taylor. This is a book that won a bunch of prizes in France. I'm about halfway through right now, enjoying it. It's going very, very quickly. Getting a little dark, so curious to see where that goes. So that's a lot of the, so those are the women in translation books that I'm making progress with. And then the buddy reads are going so well. So we're continuing with the Goldfinch, and we're a little over halfway through. As you can see, tons of tabs and things to make note of. I'll be filming my wrap up of the third week check-in in a little bit. Loving the reread. It's definitely, number one, there is something about buddy reads when you read with other people and they provide you insight about things that you may have missed or impressions that they have. And you're doing it in a real time, chunk by chunk basis. So reading with so many smart people, providing so many insights. If you haven't participated and you still want to, there's still time. We are, the next check-in is chapter 10, section 6. Yes, chapter 10, section 6. And in the hardcover, it corresponds to page 541. But I know a lot of people are doing this in different formats. So we're gone up to chapter 9 so far. And if you want to read this at a later date, you can always come back to the check-in videos. I'm reading this and hosting this with Juan of Just One Reader, and he and I are both posting these check-in milestone dates. So feel free to add your thoughts to those. We would welcome it. Then I'm so in love with this book. Okay, so this is Kate Atkinson's A God in Ruins. Ruins is exactly what I was left in last night. I hit a point of this book where we were hitting our stopping point, and I was just broken. I was sobbing and so emotionally broken by this incident that happened. And we had been wondering, I'm doing this as a buddy with some wonderful women, and we were wondering why was the main character the way he was? Why was he acting? He had so much promise. What was going on? And the moment came, and you saw how this one incident had so much of a ripple effect in so many other people's lives. Oh, it was so... It's one of those scenes that I know I'll never forget. This will always stay in. And this is a book that you want to talk about nuance and capturing beautiful passages. Her writing is phenomenal. And this is a very close character study and is so remarkable. And there's so much here. So I'm thrilled that I'm reading this finally and reading it with such brilliant women. And then the last thing that I'm continuing to make slow progress with is A Lucky Man, and this is by Jamel Brinkley. This I'm reading for my In Real Life book club, and the first story, it was the only one I've completed, and it's still resonating with me. So I'm looking forward to reading more, and I think my other reading buddies are also enjoying it, because one of them reached out and said, I want to start talking to you immediately about this. So, but we're not ready yet. So that's what's in progress. I did get 2 books recently that I think I might pick up for potentially if the mood strikes me. One is The Memory Police. This is by Yoko Ozawa. I mean, this cover is just remarkable. I love it so much. I read her book, The Housekeeper and the Professor, and really thought it was beautifully executed. This is a dystopian, a little darker, but I hear that it has kindness and beauty at its center. And that is what I need. No more harsh edges and darkness. I need some light. And then the other thing that I grabbed was Drive Your Plough Over the Bones of the Dead. And this is by Olga Tokarczuk. Oh, I know I'm Tokarczuk. And this is by Olga Tokarczuk, and it is translated she did Flights. It's translated by Antonia Lloyd-Jones. I didn't finish Flights. I was enjoying it, but it wasn't holding together for me, so I put it aside. But I hear that this is really good, and it's like a mystery, almost a literary mystery. We'll see. So that sounds appealing. So I might pick those up. And I have not made any progress with my Africa in August. So I would like to get to something on that before August is up. So that's it. Lots of reading, lots of progress, not a lot of completion, but this is life sometimes. So I would love to know what you're reading. If you have any great reading plans, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.